PlayStation 3 controller buttons pressing themselves fix. So the problem that I had with my DualShock PlayStation 3 controller is that during gameplay I noticed that intermittently the character in my game would perform random movements without me pressing the corresponding key on the controller. For example, if my character was crouched, he or she would suddenly stand up or jump without me pressing the key on the controller to do that. I researched the problem and I found a few videos on YouTube of people having similar problems. The fix for most people was to take apart the controller and bolster a foam padding inside the controller. In this video, I will show you how I fixed the problem using the same method. To start, to take apart the controller, you need a small size 0 Phillips head screwdriver. There are 5 screws on the underside of the controller that you need to take out. These are the screws that I'm pointing out. Now that all the screws are removed, you can remove the bottom part carefully. You will see a battery in the middle that can be disconnected to make working on the controller easier, but it's not absolutely necessary. To disconnect the battery, a small needle nose pliers would work the best. In my situation, I did not have those, so I used a pair of big pliers, which in the end accomplished the task of disconnecting the battery. You will need to get to the other side of this green board, and to do that, you will need to unscrew another Phillips head screw. You will then carefully flip the board over to get it out of the way. Once the green board is flipped over, you will see a little ribbon touchpad that I'm pointing to down here. You will proceed to take that away. Once the ribbon touchpad is removed from its place, you will notice a little foam pad underneath it. This is the little foam pad that looks to be a little used. Because the foam pad has lost its width over time, the goal here is to build it out and make it thicker so that the touchpad makes better connections. To build it out, I'm using small pieces of tape, which then are attached to the foam pad in this manner. After I attached 3 small pieces, I then trimmed the excess tape so that it fits well into the controller. I then placed the foam padding back in its place on the controller. And I reattached the little ribbon touchpad on top of the foam. And I put the little screw back into the board to keep it in place. Next, I reattach the battery. And then I put the whole controller back together by reattaching the bottom piece to the top piece. And the last step is to put all the 5 screws back where you took them out from. After all the screws are in, at this point you want to turn on your controller, make sure that it turns on, and test it out. Doing this fixed the problem I was having. If you have any questions about what I did, leave a comment below. Thanks.